Hello guys, welcome back to the next tutorial. So in this one we're going to talk about how we can find locators using ID, XPATH and name. So we're going to cover a few of the techniques. So let's just quickly bring up the Eclipse and let's see what we have. So in this tutorial, the Firefox driver demo, we saw how we can bring up the Firefox browser, right? So these were the plain steps. So this is the preliminary thing that we pretty much basically need in every Selenium test, because we want to first open the browser and then we want to perform the actions, right? So I have a couple of classes, the blueprint ready. There's no code inside it that we're going to write right now. So let's see what we want to do actually. So let me just quickly open the browser as well and let's see what we're trying to do. So let's open google.com and that's what I'm going to open up here. And then I'm going to search for, let's code it, hit enter. And as soon as I do that, I should see all those things. So my first step is to open google.com. So let's again see that right here. And so what I need to find is the locator for this search box. So this is what we need to do, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open our Firebug and Firepath. Here I'm gonna click up here. So it's gonna activate it right now it's activated. You can see the color changes, and I'm gonna click this thing. So this is the click an element in the page to inspect. As soon as I select this and when I click any element, see this thing highlights it. So then it inspects the element. So I'm just gonna inspect the search bar right here, and I got all these things, right? So if I highlight over this ID, this box is highlighted, this ID is belonging to this div, and then there's a div inside it, there's an input inside it. So there's again a div, input, input and input. So there are like 4 inputs. So looks like they have multiple styles and all those things that they've implemented, maybe something for mobile, something for desktop and all those things. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select the first one. So the first one input, you guys can see that is it has an ID associated with it, and the ID is this. So the thing is guys, this is plain HTML, and I hope you guys are a little bit aware of the HTML. If not, then still it's okay. Every element is basically a tag in the HTML, like this. Input is a tag, and then ID is an attribute to it. So everything is an attribute. The class is also an attribute, type is an attribute, area label is an attribute, value is an attribute, title is again an attribute. So all these things are the attributes to input field. This is the input field, input tag, and attribute is just the properties. So basically these are the properties of our input field, and input field is a tag in HTML. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to find the input field, the locator, with the help of one of the locator, and here the locator is going to be ID. And since it has an ID, and usually IDs can be duplicate as well, so but when we try to find with ID, we want to make sure that it is unique. So to actually make sure that thing, what we can do is we can look up here. It says one matching node on the bottom left corner. So if there's only one matching node, then this thing is a unique element on this page with the unique ID. If there are multiple matching nodes, then we should not use that ID or XPath or anything. So right now let's type this ID, let's copy this and put it inside it, and let's copy it here. And since we know it's of type input, we can put input here, or we can skip that as well, and let's hit enter. So it selects this and it says one matching node, which confirms that there is only one matching node with this ID. So we should be good to use that. So we can just copy this again and then use it in our code. So this is just a kind of brief description of how we can open the console and the Firepath. So this is the HTML tab. It looks similar, but we want to go to the Firepath tab, and this gives us all these text box to look for the elements and all those things. So this is a normal thing that we have an HTML tag, and then we have attributes and properties. So we can look for those HTML tags with the values of the properties. So this is the value of the ID property. So let's go back to Eclipse and see what we can do. So we will come back up here. So let me just quickly paste the ID up here, and these are the things that we anyway need, right? We anyway want to open the Firefox and everything. So let's just copy all these things up here, and let's maximize the window as well. So driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. So this thing actually maximizes the browser window, so we can see the browser full screen. And now we're gonna get the base URL as google.com, and now we're gonna look for the element. So driver dot find element is the first thing to find element, and then we're gonna provide how we wanna find the element. So we're gonna say by dot, and we get all these options: class name, CSS selector, ID, link text name, partial link text, tag name, and XPath. So in this one we're gonna talk about ID first, and let's provide the ID. Oops, I think we copied a lot of things, so we want to copy the ID from here and provide the ID in double quotes, since it's a string, in double quotes. And what we want to do up here on the google.com page, we want to send some characters here, right? We want to type something. Let's code it. We are typing something basically, so we are sending characters, right? So as soon as we hit dot, we get options: clear, click, and all these things. Find elements, get attribute. We don't want to clear or click or all those things. We want to find something to send the characters. So there's a method called send keys. We want to select that, and inside it we want to select whatever we want to send. So we will search for let's code it. So that's what we are sending up here. So this is the first thing. Now second thing we want to do is we again want to go to the google.com page, and we want to click on the search button. So let's find something for the search button. So I'm just gonna select this thing again and go back up here and click this, so I get this button selected, right? And this is the by default XPath that I received. So if you guys see, this is XPath, and that's what I received, and that Firepath already created it for me. So I can just by default selected it. In later classes we'll see how we can modify it and change it from being absolute to relative, but right now we're just gonna select this and have it in our code. So we again want to write driver dot find element and then by dot XPath, right? So we want to just write this, and this time we want to click the element, right? So dot click. This is gonna find the this is gonna search the Google for us, right? So this is pretty much it, guys. Let's just quickly run the program. So I can just right click, run as Java application, and boom, it should just bring up the browser, google.com. Let's code it and click search. So this is what we have. So this is a small pre-tutorial. What we want to do is we just wanted to search for let's code it and click on the search button, and that's pretty much it, done, right? So that's it, guys. So just I would say practice a little bit about these things. Try to find some other website and look for IDs, look for XPath, and build a small class and with the methods, and practice it. Come back with the questions if you have any, and stay tuned for the next lectures. Thanks for learning, guys.